Good morning on this thankful Thursday, everyone. I want you to remember to smile today. Smile, smile, smile. Study with excitement, meditate with intentions, inspire others today. Laugh hysterically and elevate. Elevate. Remember to smile. Okay, my subject today is forgiveness. Forgiveness is freedom. We need to forgive those who have treated us wrong in our past. With Carla Nicole, I went through a process, a forgiveness process. First, I had to forgive myself because there's things that I know I did wasn't right. So, the power of forgiveness. So, she gave me an assignment to dig deep into my past relationship with my mom and my relationship with my stepdad. And I noticed there was some patterns that came up. One, my mom, lover, spirit and true. She did the best she could. Her choice of men, ladies, when we choose men and put them in our children's life, whether they're little or not, it impacts them because it impacted me. The first person my mom dated was Richard Leonard. Richard Leonard was a political man. He was quiet, but he had a temper. I don't remember how long they stayed together, but they stayed together. So then the next person, his name was Fred. Fred worked at the Shell gas station. I didn't like his smell. I didn't like the fact that he drank. And lastly, not least, is my stepfather, Richard Oscar Anderson. My mom met him, and it turned my life around. In the beginning, it was all sweet, all nice, until I started to develop. I know there's some young ladies out here that have experienced that. I forgave my mom for the people that she put in my life. In spite of my mother, in spite of our mother, because I have a little brother, in spite of our mother going against the grain of our grandfather stating to him when my mom was 16, look, don't come back here no more. She's a child. Don't come back till she's grown. But our grandfather had a dislike to him. And the dislike was the fact that our stepdad, my brother's dad, had a past of being a pimp, selling drugs. So he was grooming me to be a young lady. And at that time, I was only 13. I wasn't interested in dressing all up. I was a tomboy. I like hanging with the boys, okay? I'm going to keep it real with you guys out there in YouTube land out there. Young ladies, if you're feeling uncomfortable around your mom's boyfriend, please tell her. Please tell her. I'm a mother that didn't pay attention, and I'm sending out a live apology to my daughter for not paying attention. In the situation with my mom, it was considered emotional abandonment. She was there for me, but as far as emotionally, because if my stepdad said something, hey, that was it. And other times, if he wasn't intoxicated or basically under influence, that things were fine. But I wrote a forgiveness letter to my mother stating how I felt, because I never really told her how I felt. I started out, Mom, dear Mom, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. This is how I feel. And spiritually, I was forgiving. I forgave her. And once I opened it up, typed it out, let it out, I became free. Now, when I started on my stepdad's, he has this suitcase. I didn't want to open it. My first time opening, I shaked. I was crying. I wasn't comfortable. So sometimes opening things of the past can be uncomfortable. But in order to heal in your present life, you have to open them up to be able to say, I'm going to do this. I got this. God got me. My life coach had my back. Carla Nicole said, take your time, take baby steps, because it's not going to be easy. And it wasn't. So what I did was, the first time I opened it, I just looked through it and I'm like, okay, he was in the military. All right. Had tax issues, had court issues. Then the next time I went, I put it away for a while, closed it. I said, okay, I'm going to pray about it, meditate on it, and say, okay, I got to do this. So I opened up the suitcase and I wrote a letter and said, who was my stepdad? Who was Richard Oscar Anderson? His real name was Oscar. He changed his name. He went to college. He was a person before he went into, while he was in the military. But when he came out, he was shell-shocked. Things became distorted. And I commend my veterans on serving this country in spite of them coming back totally not unsure of themselves. Mental health for men, no matter if it's a veteran or a non-veteran, needs to be addressed as well for men and women that served our country for mental health. But the subject at hand is forgiveness is freedom. So I went through the suitcase, kept going through it, and then finally I was able to type the letter out, got it out, contacted my coach, Carla Nicole of the Wisdom Channel and the Smile Mantra and the Smile Group. I contacted her and I just told her, I did it. I forgave him. At the end, I said, rest in peace. May you rest in peace. I forgive you. Because I didn't really know who he was. All I knew was the yelling, the screaming, the cussing, the put me out there syndrome, grooming me to be a girl. And I wasn't, even though I'm a female, I didn't want to dress like one. So try to write a spiritual letter to those that in your life that impacted your life, whether it's a positive spiritual letter or a spiritual letter of pain. So forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness is contagious. Forgiveness is a meaningful state of mind, because without forgiveness, you can't love yourself properly. You can't be there for your significant other. You can't be there for anybody if you're holding on to a bag of things that just don't amount to anything. But remember, forgiveness is freedom. You guys have a blessed morning, and write a spiritual letter to someone in your life that needs closure. Forgive them is freedom. Don't hold grudges. So write it in the spirit. You don't have to read it to them. If they're not here and they have passed on, went home to glory, you can just write it and they'll hear it. As you're writing it, speak it out. Speak it. Activate heaven. Open those doors so you can feel free. I feel free. And I know our mother's at peace. I know my dad, which is my brother's stepdad, is free. Because before he passed, on his passing, he asked me to forgive him. But I never understood, what am I forgiving you for? You put me through school. You disciplined me. You showed me that I needed street smarts along with book smarts. I am 54 years old and I realized what I had to forgive him for. The way he introduced me to life experiences. So, you got this. Have a blessed day.